So I've helped a lot of people hit Unreal on my Discord by showing them the different routes I have used to hit the top ranks in Rocket Racing. And I thought I would do this series to share with you, who are all watching, who are not on my Discord, these routes so you can all join me in the high ranks of Rocket Racing. First we got Airborne 1, which on my no turbos account, which is around 1000 Unreal, I still generally continue to win without turbos. So I'm pretty confident in this map. I always drop down to here and try to get a drift immediately, side flipping and staying close to the track. I'll use a turbo around this turn every single time so that it gives me enough momentum to take it without having to re-chain drift. Activate this 3 separate times, 1, 2, 3, long back and forths. Release this as your speed starts to drop so you come around this turn with 700. Carry the drift, release right before here and turbo. I always land and do one small drift before releasing again. This allows me to have speed going through this next 2 sections. I do break it up into 2 parts, 1 small drift and 1 small drift. Then again, drop, drift, flip. Rinse and repeat. A little bit of a bump there, but that's okay. That happens in races. And again, drift the other way, air flip, land, 1, 2, and 3. Small drifts. Land, drift, flip. Carry for a second, straighten out, drift, flip. And I pretty well always get first place on this map, often by a sizable portion. So I highly recommend this route. Just watch it. Again, try not to do small drifts. Notice I hold it for at least a second or 2 each every single time. Again, we drop, drift, and flip. This turn right here where I turboed on the first lap, I'd actually recommend not doing it if you're below 700-800 Unreal, because you'll often not have enough turbo by the end. You'll notice we'll end up cutting it decently close. And until you get more comfortable with it, I'd recommend skipping on that one because the kitchen mechanic will not make too much difference anyway, so definitely do it on your first lap. Because as you can see, we ended with just a titch more turbo than we needed, meaning we could have only made slight mistakes. And with that, I end up getting a 141 time. Times like that allow you to push literally up to the top of the top ranks. So, highly recommend that route. If you haven't, before we jump into the next map, please do subscribe, like, and highly recommend you join the Discord. We're doing in-house races, guides, etc. Trying to help as many people hit Unreal as possible. On to Festivals 2. And this one does have a known bug, which I will be using for this route. We'll talk about the route on the second one, but the reason I do my bug is because everyone else sadly does it. If they end up patching it, you just complete the rest of the race normally, but in the meantime, there's nothing really you can do against it. If you're trying to not use it, everyone else ends up using it. And the bug is right here. As soon as you pass the finish line, delete your car from existence with the reset button, and you're good to go. Okay, so my route. I try to drift on the inside track and hit both these boost pads and then jump over the lava. I then drift through this section. If I have a turbo, I use it. Sadly, I messed up slightly, but that's okay. It's still good enough to show you the times that I get and the routes that I generally take. Realistically, I'm not going to hit all 3 of those every single lap. I debated filming a perfect race for you guys, but this isn't about perfect races. It's about the routes I take and the average times they get in an actual ranked game. Again, I try to get that meg flip that you've seen me do 2 flaps in a row. I cut it very close to the inside of the tunnel, as you can see, the left-hand side. That allows me to get that really huge meg flip that gives a ton of speed. Again, get both the pads, turbo, drop down. I wait to drift until afterwards. I know a lot of people do slightly different routes, but I mean, look at the times at the end, and that's with mistakes and with mess-ups, and you can see this is easily good enough to hit top ranks. Turbo at the end, hitting the lava doesn't really matter too much because we're not driving for a long time afterwards, and we're just resetting our car. And that's Festivals 2 in a nutshell, with a time of 134, which is again, easily enough to win in top 50 Rocket Racing. And that's with mistakes, lava, and a bit of bumpiness. On to Day Drifting 2. I really like this map. It came out at the same time as Festivals 2, and to me it is monumentally better. Just adding a ton of lava spam everywhere doesn't really make it a great map for me. So I always start by doing one small drift to get up to about 750 speed before doing another one. That way I'm always having my minimum speed about 50% higher than the base speed. I air flip right there and then air flip right again to realign. Get one long single drift for as long as you can here, and then I often break this up into 2 sections. You can technically do it in one, but realistically in a race, you can't, because you're going to get bumped. And I'd rather show you race-worthy lines rather than me just proving I can get a slightly faster time in a custom. So I always air flip right there, drop down, drift, flip off here which bounces you the other direction, and carry the drift down. I wait till my speed starts to drop before I release. That way I have enough speed to be able to do this whole thing right here. And again, clip just the outer edge of it, and then turbo after you've air flipped. Drop down, once again, long straight drift down. This in 2 separate spots. And again, you can do that in one. If you're ahead of other people, I highly recommend to do it one long one. That way your speed lasts all throughout here, much easier. Drop down, do a drift, hit both these boost pads, hover up, air flip right, drop down, start a drift. You have to get real close to this before you flip, otherwise it's going to misalign. After that, long drift, wait for your speed to start to drop. Starts to drop, release. Carry this as long as possible, right to the edge. Clip, flip, turbo. Drop, touch, flip. Drive all the way around. And again, here I tried to do a little bit of a longer one. And then I actually carry this to the end. This way I can have a little bit more speed going into the final turn. Because this turn right here, I actually fly all the way across instead of dropping down on the final one, so I wanted that extra bit of speed. Get a small little drift, and finish it. It'll tell you you missed a checkpoint, but don't let that panic you. You can go directly into it, and that's a great final way to end it. Only do it on the 3rd lap though, since you'll need the drift meter the other laps. Now Lazy Lake 2 isn't one of my strongest maps at top 50 Unreal, but it should still be plenty good for basically anyone else watching. I always drift and try to flip right off the start and get a meg flip. Unfortunately, I miss it basically every time I try. You'll notice I missed the green boost pad at the start, and if I was try-harding for a video, I could have just redone this. But it's about showing you the route, not necessarily the perfect race. I hit both of those and carry this and release it as I hit that boost pad. This gives me 1200 speed to be able to fly over an area that I can't normally drift. I get a decently big one of a drift there, and then flip down so that I make sure I'm inside of the checkpoint. I try to clip this, and I rarely even try for that boost pad. I find when I hit it, I end up smashing into a wall. So again, drift, fly over this, drop down. This allows me to get some drift going into this section here. If you're below top 500 Unreal, I wouldn't even recommend trying for the mirror drift on the ceiling. It's not needed. In fact, it's probably not worth the risk until you're significantly higher rank. Again, I carry the drift, hit 1200 speed. Unfortunately hit the lava, but again, this is a routes guide, not a showcase guide, so I'm not going to refilm it just for that. Again, carry the drift, hit these. If you don't hit them on an angle like I did right there, you'll only actually get one. Even though they're on top of each other, boost pads in this game you actually have to hit on an angle to get 2 stacked behind each other. It's really weird. Again, land, drift, jump, drop down, and then go for the mirror drift. If you can. Try to get as straight as possible so that it actually activates on those. That's actually what I was trying to do on the other 2 laps, because it allows you to get the speed going through this a lot faster. Drop down, and if you do this right, you should have your drift meter basically full by this point, allowing you to have a perfect amount of turbos for the very end. Drop down, straighten out, hit both those on an angle, wait to turbo, clip that, then turbo. There you go. Gonna take this moment, say subscribe, press that like, comment below, and definitely join the Discord. We've helped dozens of people hit Unreal now with free coaching. For K2, I'm going to actually show you 2 different ways to do this, because a lot of people aren't comfortable doing the castle. First, I'm going to do my actual ranked one, which is the castle. I activate 2 different turns of the drift, so I get a sharper angle. I drop down, release the drift, and then go from here. To me, this is the single most important part of the race, is being able to hit both of those boost pads. Practice that on repeat until you're comfortable doing it. I still can't do it 100% consistently by any stretch. I jump up and then drop down rather than going over the lip, because there's actually a bug in the game that if you go over lip sometimes, it drops your speed for no reason. Again, release, 1 drift, 2 drift, jump up. See there I only got it 1 time, but that's okay. I'm still not perfect at that route, and I highly recommend, unless you're near the top of the top ranks, like we're talking top 200, you don't even need the castle. The next route I'm going to show you will still have a great time, no shortcuts, perfectly fine. Again, jump up, drop down. That way you avoid hitting the lid. I do this 3 drifts and then I do 2. That pattern allows you to maintain speed throughout here without waiting for your minimum speed to drop. One more time, we drop up, go in the castle, and again, only got 1 of them. Actually, I don't even think we got either that time. It just goes to show you that it's not great, but it still is faster. I'll show you my other route afterwards, where we do no castle, and it is sadly slower despite the fact we messed up the castle 2 out of the 3 laps. This does leave you with most of a turbo remaining. So another option is to do it on 2 laps and then do the longer path on the 3rd lap. That'll actually give you 1 more turbo. It's kind of a break even, but there's less risk on the castle that way. Alright, on to no shortcut route. Still great times. If you can follow this route, you'll still be able to climb to top probably 300 Unreal pretty easily. I always do 1 drift to start, let go, and then do 1 longer one. I drift along here and then flip over, release, and then drift again. That way I have high speed going through here. And again, this is the single most important part, is flipping up and hitting both of those. This gives you a lot of speed difference and time savings. Like, we're talking at least a second per lap, if not more. Probably more. Again, 3 drifts, release. And then 2 long drifts in this case. Wait till you're close to the edge, drop down. You should have about 800 plus speed going through this if you do it right. Release, straighten out, and there you go, drop down. Long drift, release, and again, flip up. I try to go from lower down rather than closer to the boost pad, which actually gets me more comfortable for being able to flip up. I recommend trying this as well if you just can't seem to hit it. Again, 3 drifts, release. On the 3rd lap you'll have 1 extra turbo, so on your longer one, just turbo along this turn. Gives you the same amount of speed, it just gets you there faster. And same thing for the end. I actually mess up here, but that only probably loses us under a second, so it's not a big deal. And we end up getting a 133, I'll tell you now, since the video's ending, I don't want to waste your guys' time. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be doing a full part series on all the maps. This is just part 1. Subscribe to see all of those. Looking forward to seeing you all as Unreal next season.